Hi, welcome to Parent Alienation's Child Abuse Unfiltered. Thank you all for being here today, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I thank you all and appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to do a bit of a talk about what happens when your child approaches you and starts asking questions. How do you respond to this, and what answers should you give? Now, one key factor in this conversation is the age of the child. If the child is a very young child, then the conversation needs to be age appropriate. Child's older, I would suggest after, say, 10 onwards. If they're asking questions, they deserve the right answers. When you answer your child's questions in regards to why you haven't been in their life, be truthful, be honest. I know in my last video we talked about the CPS and the court system, the family law system, that put it to you that you're not really supposed to tell the kids that the other parent won't let them see them. I don't agree with this because in my experience, all this does is reinforce the narcissistic parent's right as that they're the right, that they've got the right to decide what happens with the child, and that's not the case. I believe the child should be given the honest truth, but I said depending on the age of the child. The explanations that you can give them, again, the key factor of age, but again, be truthful. You don't have to go into every gory little detail of the relationship you have that broke down and the arguments that you had, or the violence that was in the home if there was violence, or the arguments, because there would have been arguments, that's how relationships break down. They start arguing, disagreeing with each other. But you don't have to go into detail about all of that. The only thing you need to say is things didn't work out, or he didn't treat me nicely and so I left, or she didn't treat me nicely so I left. They can find the rest of the story out as they come into their adult years, but if they come to you with questions and ask you, did this ever happen, blah, 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 be truthful with your answer. Because if you lie, again, you're reinforcing the narcissistic's behaviour and the narcissistic's right to decide and to have their voice heard and no one else's. So I strongly believe, say your piece, but keep it age appropriate, be honest and truthful, and don't drag it out, keep it short, to the point. Don't have long conversations, not straight off the bat. If the child's older, that's different because they're acquisitive and they've probably been wanting answers for half their life. But don't overwhelm them with a lot of information straight off the bat. Because you've got to remember, if these kids have been left at the hands of a narcissistic parent, and they've only been listening to that narcissistic parent for X amount of time, be it weeks, be it months, be it years. A lot of the ones I know are years without seeing their child. So they're going to be full of questions because they've only had one-sided story telling them why you're not involved in their life. And if they've come to you to ask for answers, then be truthful, but don't drag it out. Don't give them too much information. And I would highly suggest that you don't bag the other parent out. If you start bombarding them with how horrible that person was, even if they're a full-blown narcissist, this child will know this anyway because they've lived with them. So you don't need to badmouth that parent and become the person that they've told this child you are by stooping to that level. Don't badmouth the other parent. Stick to your side. Just stick to the facts. Because as soon as you start bad-mouthing that other parent, you're going to put a wall up. Just resist that. All you need to say is it didn't work out. Difference of opinion. I didn't like the way I was treated. Or I felt I was treated unfairly. Or we fell out of love. Like I said, you don't need to go into detail. These are just children, by the way. They're kids. Be it younger kids, be it adults. If they're adults, then you can go into a bit more detail. But if they're young kids or in their teens, you need to be tread carefully with what you say, but be truthful. Don't lie, because they'll know if you're lying, and if you lie to them once, you're going to shut that door. They're not going to come back to you with more answers, or wanting more answers, I should say. So be truthful, be honest, and short to the point, and don't be bad-mouthing the opposite parent. You can tell them how much you've missed them and how much you've thought about them the whole time, because that's something that they need to know. They need to know that you didn't forget about them. I think the most important thing that they need to know is that none of it was their fault. That they're not to blame for anything that happened. Not to blame that mum or dad had to move out or they're not here anymore. They need to know it's not their fault, because these kids carry the guilt all through their life, all through school, all through their adult life, and some into their senior years. They still carry that guilt of why their parents had split up. Because a narcissistic parent has a way of making them feel like it was their fault. So they need to know none of it was their fault. They need to know that you certainly missed them, that you thought about them all the time, that they were never far from your mind, because that's the truth, and they need to know that part. Because they've been fed full of lies. You can guarantee that they've been fed full of lies this whole time, that you didn't want to be involved in their life, and that they never got birthday cards or Easter cards or Christmas things from you because you didn't send them. Not the fact that you did send them, but they just didn't get them. So just go with the flow. Be smart in what you say, and don't use your grudge or your hostility that you've had for all this time being away from your child as a way to start venting on your child, because like I said, you'll just put a wall up. They don't want to hear that. They're not here to hear you vent. They're here to ask questions and have answers given to them. So do that. This can be very successful. This can be a huge door opening to I don't even know what the word is. Reconnecting. We'll use the reconnecting word because my tongue gets twisted on other words. The reconnecting word. This is the door opening to reconnecting with your child again. But if you lie or become hostile, then you'll shut that door pretty quickly. They'll just have the, oh, mum was right. He is like that. Oh, yeah, dad was right. She is like that. So don't give them that satisfaction of making them think that their parent was right. Because deep down inside them, they know what you were like. They have memories of who you were. Unless they were little babies or young children, it's harder for them. They don't have that memory because they didn't get a chance to develop one. But the other kids, the older kids, they do remember. They do remember. They may not remember everything, but they remember how they felt. They remember whether they felt scared or worried around you. And yeah, it can open a lot of doors, open a lot more conversations. I've heard this happen before, and the communication lines have opened, and it's wonderful. It's good to see. So, yep, that's my little one for today. That if you have a child that's approaching you and wanting to ask questions, then answer them. But do it age appropriately, and keep your emotions in check. That's all I can suggest. Anyway, that's it for today. Again, if you haven't liked and subscribed, I'd welcome you to do so. Let's keep this going. Let's keep the conversations going. Sparking up more and more all the time. I'm so happy to see that. There's so many kids that are going to be so grateful for the amount of people that are taking an interest in the future of them. So till the next one, guys, stay safe and keep smiling. I'll see you soon. Bye.